For more on this, the ongoing conflict in Israel, retired Lieutenant Colonel Dakota Wood joins us now. He's a senior research fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Colonel, thank you. I want to start with the map where Rich just dropped us off, and that is the 20 attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East. The most recent, the 20th one here, about a kilometer outside of Al-Assad Air Base, place I've spent a lot of time with, second largest air base in Iraq since Operation Iraqi Freedom began some 20 years ago. And it was a one-way drone. They took it down. But significant because after 19, the president responded, and now the 20th comes right after. What do you make of it?
Well, I mean, the smallness of the U.S. response really says everything, and it gets to your previous guest comments, right? Where the smallest flight package that you can send in, 2 aircraft, limited bomb load, and you're going to go after some munition storehouses. So it doesn't do anything to deter Iran from continuing to facilitate these sorts of attacks through its minions in the region.
It's a great point, actually, just to pick up on that, because no one's really gone deep into that, and that is this area here, the Anbar province, and this is the area in eastern Syria, roughly Dar es Salaam, they struck these depots. But this is an area where ISIS really had its last stand, trying to get into Anbar in western Iraq there. And yet there would have probably been an option on the menu the president was given to go a little more significant, a little heavier in that area.
Well, how about people instead of munition stores? I mean, Iran has a nearly inexhaustible supply of rockets and missiles. We've talked a lot about southern Lebanon and Hezbollah. 150,000. I think it's closer to 200,000 rockets. Hamas hasn't expended all of theirs. So when you look at this relatively ungoverned area of eastern Syria, all the munitions, all the stores, and these repeated attacks, not just the 20, but the 100 plus, the number of Americans and American contractors that have been injured in some way. And so for a 2-flight package to attack a couple of warehouses, and somehow that's going to deter Iran, it's just nonsense.
Now, let me just take you to a different map, and that is, of course, Iran's axis of resistance. And you can begin to see the neighborhood here. Obviously, here's Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon. And then you do get a sense of just how small the strip is, and Israel for that matter.
Well, it's only the size of the state of New Jersey. And Gaza itself is only 25 miles from north to south. So it's very small, a very kind of troubled neighborhood that Israel's had to deal with since its inception in 1948. So this is not a new phenomenon. Hamas has been conducting attacks for 20 years. Hezbollah has been doing this for at least as long. You remember the war back in 2006. So they are very aware of their security environment and the need not just to focus on Gaza, but guard against any other attacks continued from Syria, as well as southern Lebanon.
That's right. And just in the last 30 seconds we got, I want to show our viewers really the U.S. preparedness, our force structure here. You've got now 2 U.S. strike carrier groups. So the U.S. only has 11, 2 of them now in the Med. One is the Ford, the other is the Eisenhower, which made its way through the Strait of Gibraltar, moving over here. We've also got the 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit, your old unit, the MEU, as they say, with Marines from the Bataan, the Carter Hall, and the Kearney riding their, or the Mesa Verde riding their way up that have the special ops on it. How significant is our force structure?
Well, it's fascinating. You got a half a dozen Harrier attack aircraft on the big amphib deck. The carriers can hold maybe 70 or 80 strike aircraft, but those are F-18s. The strike package was F-16s, you got F-35s, F-15s, A-10s. Those could be distributed in Jordan, in Qatar, or in Turkey. So the packages haven't been used on this carrier battle group, the mixture of those sorts of things, but it does preserve combat power.
Colonel, we got to leave it there. Dakota Woods, thank you for being there. Great insight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.